All right. Hey, welcome everybody. My name's Blaze. I have a special guest in the studio today, Paul Rose. He is here.
Good
That's
morning.
him.
Hi.
And we want to talk about a new thing that we're doing here, where Paul is going to hot rod. You're gonna manhandle some guitars. You're gonna make your own tributes or visions or hot rods to guitars, and it's gonna be called Roseworn because they're kind of like a little worn.
Yeah, they are worn.
I think you should do the reverse, where you take dirty guitars and you make them real clean and pristine.
There's too many clean guitars in the world, I've decided.
Okay, and that's your mission.
Yes. Well, I've been fortunate over the years to see a lot of old Fender guitars, and almost all of them had something going on with them, like that makes you ask the question, what happened to that guitar?
Something as in, like, there's mojo in there, there's a story behind it, or
parts are swapped out, the finish is ruined, it has the wrong things are wrong. Those are the guitars that have always been the most interesting to me.
Right.
And typically they are also great players. They sound great, they feel good, you know.
Yeah, they got character to it.
They got some character.
It's something to it.
Right.
That's cool.
This particular instrument actually was, I first learned about it maybe a month ago from a friend, Tom Noble, who actually is a builder and has access to nice saws and whatnot, and he did the cutaway in it. But he showed me a video of the guitarist G.E. Smith holding a Telecaster that had belonged to Mike Bloomfield from the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, and also Mike had played on two of the Dylan records in the mid-'60s, both Highway 61 Revisited and Blonde on Blonde.
Never heard of him.
Played a nice kind of yellowish Telecaster, and somewhere along the road, somebody made a cutaway of it on this upper bout, and of course it's gotten beat up over the years as well too. So
right.
Anyway, I'm calling this one the Bloomfield.
Right.
Just because it has that nice radical surgery.
I seen that G.E. Smith thing. It's the guitar that killed folk music or something.
Right.
Is that what they're billing the title as?
Yeah, because
that must have been when he went electric.
Yeah, Bloomfield appeared with Dylan at the Newport Folk Festival.
So that was happening with this guitar.
With not this guitar.
Okay. That's fine. But he was in that band where you hear Pete Seeger.
Yeah,
probably with a nice turtleneck sweater.
Yeah, threatening
trying to
chop the power.
Chop the power out. That's that thing.
Yeah,
so Mike Bloomfield was the guitar player in that band,
playing loudly.
Yes, and so there's some history to this, and that's where you got the inspiration
from.
And let's go ahead and check out Mike Bloomfield, everyone, because he's pretty rocking.
This is a Squire 50s Tele, and the reason I picked it is because it has the appointments that I prefer in a Telecaster, which is the old style bridge plate, the three barrel saddles, and there's those different components. You got the body and the neck, the hardware, and then the logo on the top. And for the body, I basically take it completely apart and put the body on the barbecue for a while to heat it up. And that,
which gives flavor to the chicken later on.
Along with kind of tossing it around and hitting it with different tools and scraping on it.
Were you angry when you did that? Or were you happy when you did it? Is it happy hitting or is it anger hitting?
It's happy hitting.
Okay, that's good. Because that's part of the vibe too, I think.
Right, yeah. And then the hardware, the chrome parts, I used a muriatic acid in a little container outdoors. Is kind of scary, but because you're really supposed to use a respirator, which I don't have, and so I just held my breath.
That's the old school way.
Yeah. I take a big breath, and of course, really good gloves that are rated to work with strong acid like that. But after 45 minutes or so, it starts to put a nice patina on the chrome, so it doesn't look so brand new and shiny.
Yeah, it looks cool.
They use a variety of different polyurethanes and an amber-colored shellac to to give it that kind of older color. I've seen old Fenders that looked almost orange from the years that have gone by and the kind of things they've been exposed to. They did some abrasion on the neck and the kind of typical spots where you might find flaming on the fretboard, and rubbed in a little bit of wood ash from the wood stove to give it a little bit of a gray color, and coated it with that shellac, and then a lot of steel wool on it to sort of smooth it all out again.
This is really cool, and it feels. I plugged it in yesterday. It sounds. It plays
awesome.
Good. It's got a
nice
vibe.
Guitar,
it's got the vibe, you know.
It's a real nice guitar. It really jumps. It's got a nice dynamic range, you know, an expressive instrument, depending on how much force you put into it with your hands. So.
Now, do you know why they did that? Just for...
Well, according to... there's a couple of videos of Dan Erlewine from Stu Mac working on the real Bloomfield guitar. And he tells a story that Mike had traded his Telecaster to a character in New York for a Les Paul. And the fellow that he traded it with was left-handed. And so... evidently this character had made the cutaway, put the extra strap button down here, and played it upside down.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess we could do that if there was someone left-handed who wanted to play it. We could put in a new nut and restring it.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Mike Bloomfield was a player something like Stevie Ray Vaughan. He really could rip the blues in 1964 or whatever.
Yeah,
and he was buddies with Charlie Musselwhite, which I thought was kind of interesting. He was a harp player. They were both kids in Chicago, growing up as teenagers, just loving the blues.
Cool. I was going to ask you where he's from. Yeah.
And actually, I met Charlie here in Music Villa one time. Charlie Musselwhite was
in
the store maybe 10, 12 years ago for a clinic.
Cool.
One day.
All right. Well, this is really cool. Paul is going to do this more often. We're going to try to do these cool feature of something, hot rodded, kind of his own little tweaks on some of these guitars. Beat up.
Yeah.
They're all going to be beat up. That's guaranteed.
The barbecue is involved pretty much every single one.
Barbecue's a big tool in the process.
It's the largest tool.
Does it affect the food that are you cooking food still on it?
I have a separate grill for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if that was part of the flavoring.
It does. Yeah, it does. You get the essence. You
get a little more mesquite.
Polyurethane.
Oh, that's yummy on chicken. So we'll keep a lookout. We're going to feature this, and that we have this. There's only one. He's only just doing one of each, whatever thing he gets inspired to do. And we'll have them for sale at Music Villa, and we're going to try to feature them on here and tell you all about them. And they're just cool and unique and different and fun. And so what's next on the... do you have another one you're thinking about?
Yeah, I learned about a Stratocaster that belongs to Dweezil Zappa, and it was given to him by his father. And Frank Zappa actually got it as a gift from Jimi Hendrix. Just the body of the Stratocaster.
I don't get gifts like that.
And I'm sure it was a guitar that Jimmy had burned and destroyed the neck and stuff. So it doesn't have this original neck. It has had several different necks over the years, and now it has the original burned finish. The top of it is just completely ruined, and it has a mirrored pickguard. So we ordered a mirrored pickguard. And
oh man, well I want to ask you all about it, but I'll save it for the next video, I guess. But that sounds cool.
Strat with a mirrored pickguard.
Burned. And again, cool. Hendrix giving to Frank Zappa, giving to Dweezil. Yes. That's a whole story in itself.
A lot of interesting players have played it over the years. Frank played it a lot in the 70s and the 80s, and also other guitar players in his band played it as well. He's had a lot of great guitar players go through his band in those years. So.
Oh, man. Well, we'll talk about that next time. That sounds really cool. So we're doing that. This is Paul Rose on Blaze. We're at Music Villa, Bozeman, Montana. Give us a call. Check it out. Check out our videos. Subscribe, like, whatever you do on the internet there. And then check this out. The Mike Bloomfield Telly, a la Paul Rose. Roseworn.
Roseworn.